Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Krista, I know we've been actually talking about doing an event like this, though, for, I don't know, 5 months or so.
Yeah,
And finally doing it. So I'm glad to nail
exciting.
you down, get you in one.
I'm glad to actually be home for a weekend. I forgot what my own bed feels like. I forgot what traveling in a car versus a plane feels like. I'm like, oh, well, this is different.
Yeah. Well, at least you said it's rainy, but it's hot where you're at. I dipped it in Michigan. We dipped down to like 35 degrees last night.
Oh,
It was.
yeah.
We're
I'm
gonna
over that. I'm ready for I really like the heat. Like the hotter, the better. I'll complain about it because of my hair, but I literally love the heat and water and kayaking and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes. Me too. Well, good
Flying into
morning.
Michigan is so beautiful, though. Sorry.
Where is?
Flying into Michigan is really pretty.
Oh yes. No,
So
it
beautiful.
definitely is. It really is. And like northern Michigan right now during summers are amazing.
Yes, I bet. I think I'm going to be teaching there not too long.
Well, let me know when, because if I'm here,
I will. Yeah.
I'll meet you. Awesome.
Yes.
So, while speaking of teaching, you're an educator. Also.
Yes.
And so doing events like this and just kind of sharing education and insight and industry knowledge and different things are also just important to Rosie as well to share. So while we're waiting before we get started, if anybody that is watching wants to join us for a last minute trip to Austin, Texas this weekend, Rosie is going to be at Cunity The Phil. And it is in Austin, Texas, and I believe they still have some tickets that are available. So I put up the QR code it's up here if anybody wants to go. It's really a business conference event put on by Cunity, and it's really a lot of it is learning the financial health of your business, which is huge because we don't always get that type of education and insight in the salons, right? Unless somebody like Krista or somebody comes into your salon and is teaching you those business methods. But it's a really great event. It's the second one that they've done. Last year was the first one of the Phil. So really great networking opportunity if you want to come down and network with other salon owners, like-minded, learn some different things for your business. The QR code is up here. And with that, you, through Rosie, get a discount. So the discount code is Rosie23. So anybody interested in learning to check that out, go ahead and scan the QR code. Krista, how long have you been educating?
I've been educating for probably 12 years, a long time. I started out very young.
The importance of making sure you stay up on these things and understanding and knowing your business, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's one of those things when I was in school, just was a non-negotiable. You had to keep up with your education. It was very important. I was immersed into an amazing culture through Paul Mitchell. That's where I got my start at. I won't hide that. That is my humble beginnings. And I'm so proud of everything that came out of that for me. And I was trained very young by Michael Sandoval and, have just been going at it ever since then. I've made some amazing friends on that journey. And then when I decided to do something different and went to Euphora, I was so grateful to meet the friendships and have the friends that I have now. It's just a different thing, I love the industry as a whole. So whatever line you use and love, I support that. Yeah. You have to do what's best for you. So being able to join Euphora and be on their business color and technical team is like a dream come true. I feel like, wow, I did it. I really did it. And just continuing to evolve and do better for the industry in a space where a lot of times you hear words like, I can't believe you charged that for, or I can't afford to pay that, or whatever someone's thing may be, helping not only our clients, but the industry understand us better leaves a big spot at the end of my day when just one person gets it. Just one person. That's all I need. One person to get it. Light the fire.
Well, that leaves us with a good place to start. I'm going to take that code away, maybe put it up later if everybody needs it. So good morning to whoever shared good morning. We're happy to have you all here. So I am here with Krista Stevens from Invictus Salons. And I think that that might be a good place to start, Krista, because you were talking about Girl Fridays today and having a virtual front desk, right? Or eliminating or removing or just changing the way that
Yeah.
you operate in your salon. So take it like you went to Paul Mitchell, you're a hairstylist and you're an educator. Give us a little introduction on yourself.
So I have been a salon owner of Invictus Salons for 13 years. We just celebrated our 13-year anniversary. We have multiple locations, and I'm with Euphoria now. I love Euphoria. I love doing what we do with Euphoria. And I happen to have Girl Fridays as my baby, like it was something that kind of evolved, I would say about 4 years ago. I really wanted to be deskless. And at the time, I had a front desk provider that was going to be going on maternity leave. And I just, she knew my goal was to go deskless. And we had talked about ways of incorporating it with her staying on and her moving more to a managerial role, so on and so forth. She didn't return after her maternity leave, and we went full force deskless. So it's been going on in the salon for 3 to 4 years. A lot of the responsibility was on the stylist. I felt like we were a little bit running around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to find the organization that would work best for us. So we did all iPads and started our own checkout and doing all of that, which of course brought our rebooking up tremendously. And we joined forces with you, and we're loving the Rosie Pay and all of that and everything on file, and being able to turn that iPad to the guest and check that out. But then about a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, I started working with a VA because a friend of mine that owns a construction company has VAs in his business. And
Meaning
I was like,
virtual assistants, VAs.
yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes. So I was like, tell me more, tell me more. And I was so intrigued by how he ran his business with it that I was like, I think I can do this. I think I can do this with salons. I think this will be exciting. And so he kind of talked me through the process. I asked what he used his for, and I was like, well, I'm going to have to train ours to be hairstylists, to speak hair 101. And that's where Girl Fridays began. I was working with a VA, and we worked together, virtual assistant, for a year. I taught her how to speak like a hairdresser. I taught her everything she needed to know about booking. And, you've met her whenever we were loading us into Rosie and bringing everything on. Most of the meetings were done with her, not me, with her.
And she's great too. You would, if you don't know, like you wouldn't know she's not from the industry. But that's the same true. That's true just as like any receptionist. You hire anybody in high school, just out of high school, to work on your front desk. It's the same thing. There's a training process. You're still teaching them to learn and understand, because otherwise they don't know. They don't know what they're scheduling if you're not teaching them, right? So same thing.
Yep. We don't know what we don't know. So
And we know too that the best products that are developed are born and created out of a challenge or a problem that you're already seeing in your business, and you're finding the solution for it, which is exactly what you did. Rosie was the same thing. And so with all of that, you're just developing it and growing it and making it work in your business first, and not sharing it with everybody else.
yeah. Yeah, because I look at myself as a salon owner, and I look at that P&L every year, and I'm like, where can I cut back? What can I do different? Where do I have room to grow? And, we've implemented Salon Scale. I think we have the most technology of anyone in the industry in our salon. So we have Tippy, we have Salon Scale, we have Rosie, we have everything accounted for. We have full iPads. And now we have Girl Fridays with Salon Ninja paired with us. And we work really closely together because we can't do one without the other. And it's like all the missing links are now connected, and the team is running so smoothly, and we're giving back to our guests what I think sometimes gets lost, especially if you are operating without a front desk, or even if you are, like, we're not just for deskless. We can support a front desk as well. If you just need to be able to give the guests what they need in a time where everyone is so focused on guest experience, as we should be, people can choose to spend their money anywhere they want in the world. Why should they spend it with us? I'm going to say guest experience.
Yeah.
So being able to give that back is huge.
I want to take it back just a little bit further because you mentioned your receptionist, because you had a receptionist. You didn't start with nobody there, right? You had somebody there, but she went on maternity leave, which we see all the time. It happens in everybody's business. So how did that decision come to, and then how did you talk to your team about that, and how did you get them on board? Because I think that's where a lot of fear in lies, is like the change, and like, you know, we don't like change, we don't like to do things different, we don't want to disrupt anything. How did that work for you, and what did that conversation look like?
Well, so for 10 years of our business, we operated deskless in chaos and disorder, right? Just in sheer survival mode. And then we added one because that's what I kind of felt like, oh, well, I'm at this level now. This is what I should do. And so we did it, and we did that for 2 years. And then when she went on maternity leave, like it was just not a thing. I think we have a really, really open communication line at Invictus, and we support what we believe in. So the team knows I wouldn't do anything to them that would cause them, like, that's not any business owner's goal is, hey, I'm going to disrupt everything you know and make your life miserable. It's, hey, I want to make your lives better. Mm-hmm. I want you to be able to give everything you have behind the chair to the client in the chair. I don't want you to have to worry about leaving and going and answering a phone. I don't want you to worry about a ringing phone that's in the background making you a nervous wreck because you hear it ringing and you don't know which one of us should stop and go get the phone. I want you to live in harmony in this salon and do what you do best, which is hair.
Yeah.
And so when we talked through it, it was real slow and easy. We started with iPads, and I was like, because we're very numbers driven as well, I talked to the team. Here's how this looks. Your rebooking percentages could be higher, I think, if you have some ownership of it. There was a little disruption with my team blaming, and we're human. Everyone does it. Well, they didn't rebook for me. Well, whose real job is it to rebook? It's everyone's. So if I'm busy, one of my girls will grab an iPad and rebook for me, or somebody else would rebook for one another. But failure to rebook doesn't just fall on one person. There's several people involved that can rebook, right? Yeah. So being able to get those rebooking percentages up where they needed to be at was really went back on my team. Now I was like, you're responsible for rebooking. And as we saw those numbers grow, we started seeing other numbers grow, and we started seeing retail dollars grow, and everything was just getting really, really where it needed to be and should have always been. And that's how I knew that it was ready to now introduce them to, okay, I'm going to turn the ringer off on these phones now. And it's never going to ring here again. Mm-hmm. And are you guys ready for that? And the first day they were like, no one's calling. And I'm like, people are calling. Someone else is just answering. And they were like, oh, okay. And they just really fell in love with it. And I think
it started with intention though, right? Like that conversation, like having the best intentions for your team. Like what you just said is making sure that you had them. You're not going to do or implement anything in the business that was going to hurt them or hurt their business or their revenue coming in. This was a decision that you made that you saw as an opportunity, really. And not only that, but it helped them keep their focus on their guests at hand, right? They're not walking away. Like I've been there. Excuse me just a second. Let me go grab the phone, because you don't want to miss out. Yeah, you don't want to miss out on that. Or also, while you're in the salon, if you are a receptionist or you have a receptionist in your salon, pay attention to them, because you will see they're standing there with a guest in front of them, right, trying to rebook their future appointment, trying to buy their retail, but they have to answer the phone. They're doing exactly that, right? And so it's the final experience of that client that's ready to walk out, and that's affecting that. So they might have had a really great session with their stylist, and now, right before they leave, is maybe they didn't get that appointment booked. Maybe they didn't buy the retail because they just were ready to go. So if you pay attention to what's happening, you're really improving the experience by removing that phone ringing.
You just made a great point too. You said to the sort of, checking out. Well, if there's one person and 7 stylists checking out at the same time, there's what we call a bottleneck, right? And that bottleneck was driving me crazy because I could see people getting impatient, because the minute that cape comes off, where are you ready to go? On to the next. So I really believed and supported in the girls selling from the chair. And yes, I said selling. That is what we're doing. We sell highlights, we sell haircuts, we sell it all. So I started making the recommendation for the challenges that our guests were having at the chair. So I would line up all the products at the chair, put their bag there, and ask them, which of these will you be taking home with them today? And I saw my retail dollars going up, and I'm like, this is a thing. Like, this is really mind-blowing to me, putting the math behind it and watching it all unfold and how seamlessly it was working together. There was no more bottlenecking at the front desk. The girls were happy. They were getting to anything that might need to be handled end of day. They were sent a message from our virtual assistant saying, hey, can you please contact Kay at the end of the day? She has a question. Or I can answer that for you if you'll provide me with the right response, or whatever it may be. They can handle anything because they are trained and skilled in it.
Yeah.
Whereas we have to train someone to be skilled, and it takes quite some time when we're doing it to get that accomplished. And the return of investment typically can take longer. I'm seeing a return of investment on my business real quick, really quick.
Good morning, Stephen. Stephen said hi. And Carla, thank you for being here and watching. Carla's from our partners with Mondays at Racine. So we're happy to have you on here, Carla, too. Yeah, and then here's the QR codes. I don't want to wait until the end of our chat here to put this up there. So if anybody right now is just looking for information on Girl Fridays and wants to scan the QR code, you can see all of the things that we're talking about on the website and all of the things that it entails. So, and we can talk about that a little bit too. So the actual process, right? So, okay, you make the decision, which might be the hardest part, is like, okay, I'm going to do this. And now here's what it looks like, right? So you, with Girl Fridays, you get assigned a VA or a virtual assistant, or however many you need, right? Because you don't have to have only one. Maybe you're a large business, or like yourself, a multi-location, yeah, and you need more than one. So you can have a virtual assistant. They get trained, right? By Girl Fridays is doing the training of the virtual assistants, right? So they're getting prepared and familiar with your salon company and making sure that it's, you know, fully understanding of your processes, your services, your team, your scheduling, all of the above. What does the process look like? So you said the phone doesn't ring anymore. So what does that look like? Somebody's actually answering the phone? Is it a bot? Is it like a chat center? Like what does it look like?
So once those phones go down, I mean, you could always turn the volume up and answer if you choose to, but if you do, that's going to be live, you know, person chatting with you. What will happen is the phones go down, the silence, not down, but they're like quiet. Right. And so once it rings 3 to 5 times, however, I have mine set for 3 rings. So once it's ring 3 times, it goes straight over to the VAs. The VAs will respond back. So you'll hear your, or you'll see your automated response, right? And it's, thank you for choosing Invictus Salons. We're happy to serve you. We're often able to help you best if you'll allow us to text you. If that is not the means of communication you prefer, just say call back and someone will call you back. So we make sure that it is trained on how the behavior begins and how the conversations, and I would say 90% of our guests want to text. They're either at work or they don't want to get on the phone and call. And that seems to be a thing. I'm still a phone call kind of girl. I want to call and talk to someone, but not always, you know, like I want to call and talk to you or whatever that might look like, a meaningful conversation. But for appointments and things, everything is so virtual. It's just easier to text. So then if they say call back, the VA will actually call back the guest and have the conversation that needs to be had. If they prefer to text, they get our booking link if they want to book online to the salon through Rosie, or we're going to book it for them. The conversation just starts. If a client waits a little bit to respond, then a bot will chime in and say, it's been a moment since we've heard from you. Would you still like to book? As the VA could be handling more other things, such as my social media for the salon, editing pictures, working on processes. Our VA team wrote our whole salon manual for us. Guess how long it took me to try to get one of those done? About 12 years. Like, and they will edit and take care of all that stuff. They do the payroll for us. They're handling like everything that is a business owner did not want to do anymore. The VA team is handling it and doing it with ease because they have been specifically trained for the job.
So this is a manager, essentially. Your virtual
Yeah.
assistant as a manager who's also scheduling and booking appointments and communicating with your clients.
Yeah, we have several salons that are on with us that have what we call like an admin. So they have an administrative assistant that does everything, processes, onboarding. I have one that just onboards new staff for me, works them through all of the video trainings that we have, or any process, any phone call, Zoom that happens. I have a VA that specifically does that job of the onboarding and working with HR type of stuff. And then I have 3 that work day and night because we have coverage from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. in our salon, capturing after hours stuff, which has increased our productivity immensely. So if something goes on our social media platform, or if they click our link in our social media or on our website, it starts a sales funnel, if you will. And that CRM that Derek with Salon Ninja has and paired together with Girl Fridays, they work to make you money. Whether you're in your business or away from your business, we're working to close deals, generate leads, get people sitting in your chairs, and manage a great conversation. My best friend the other day called me and she said, "Hey, I wanted to see if you were going to be down at the lake this weekend." I said, "Yeah, you sure you don't need to make an appointment?" Because that's what she always calls me for. And she goes, "I don't even want to talk to you anymore about stuff like that. I love your team so much and the way they respond. I would never bother you again with that kind of stuff." She was like, "Because you don't love talking to me the way they do." And I'm like, "That's right."
That's a good feeling though for you to know that your business
Yes.
is taking care of the people supporting your business, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so you mentioned Salon Ninja though, and we haven't said that name yet on here, so I want to just talk about it quickly. Is that Salon Ninja is another company that Rosie has a integrated partnership with. And so with that, with Salon Ninja being paired with Girl Fridays is what supports Girl Fridays alongside of Rosie, right? So when people are using all of the functionality, because there's hundreds of features within Salon Ninja that help support Girl Fridays, like when they're going to book the appointment, they're booking through Rosie, or if they want to use the online booking, they're booking through Rosie's online link. So the 3 companies right now are all kind of working and talking together to help support this initiative, right? And it's not something like, if I can imagine people having like fear of like, oh my gosh, I have to have 3 different companies now. It's fearless, right? Because they all work seamlessly together. They all communicate together. The VAs know exactly how to use everything. But within Salon Ninja, which is also through Girl Friday, so anybody that has the VA that's using this, you're not just taking care of your existing customers, you're actually getting new customers. It's a lead generation, right? So you're getting new leads coming in, and they're taking care of that.
Yeah. So I can't share my screen with you right now, but my Salon Ninja right now has 585 guests in the pipeline, total valuing over $50,000. That's money sitting there to book in our chair, where sometimes you have an amazing front desk that will take care and do all of that. But how many people working with a CRM, like we are with Salon Ninja, are actually calling those leads back and working them through the pipeline to get them in the salon, right? So I have a pop-up on my website that says, enjoy $20 off of $100 services. And when they sign up, they get an auto greeting text, and then they start getting communicated with our team, and then they move into booking, and then we'll remarket to them later. Maybe things got busy and they weren't ready to book right now. We're actually managing and working all of those leads to produce money in your chair. This is something that's really exciting that I just started doing about a month or 2 ago. I really started working on training our VAs so at the end of the day, all of us stylists take pictures of the products that we used, and we're sending them to the guests through the platform. And we're encouraging them, if they would like to purchase the products that they didn't purchase that day, if they buy 3, they get 1 free. And it drove so much sales back to our salon that our retail right now is through the roof. And I'm just really proud of that, to be honest. And I want to share it with everyone because I feel like we can all do this. We just have to find the right things that work for us. Whether you're desk or deskless, we can still support you and work with you seamlessly through your software, through Girl Fridays, through Salon Ninja, and make the whole thing so seamless that you have time back.
Oh my gosh, time, keyword right there. And
We all know
what you just mentioned. So if you're using Rosie and you are with a distributor that participates, you have access to a free e-commerce store, right? So like that passive income, and the VAs can help share your e-commerce store in all communications, right? So another great benefit, but time, 100% time. This is removing the time from you as a manager, or even if you have, or you as the owner, but even if you have a manager in your business who's doing some of these things, reinvent their position. Like give them something else to do. So like enhance your client experience of what's happening in the salon. Let them help coach, let them do some reviews with the team, let them do inventory, whatever else it is. This is removing a huge piece for them. And we know social media itself is like, you know, a full-time job for anybody. So it's like your virtual assistant is like managing a lot of that because they can do your scheduling of social. They can help your new leads that are coming in. All, like as a business owner, if you're not using something like this, you have people coming. Everybody's going to look at your website before they come into a salon, right? Or any business rather, especially a new customer.
Yes.
If you don't use something like this, you're letting those people just go. Like they're going to go, maybe they're coming in, maybe they're choosing somebody else, but using this tool, they can go after those people and give them an offer to come in, reach out to them, see if they need help scheduling. Did they have any questions, right?
Your front desk team, when you have a desk team like that, they are so focused on so many things in an 8 to 10 hour day. Like God bless their souls. I watch them working, and I don't know how they can handle one more task, right? Because it's like, oh, can you call so-and-so back? Wouldn't it be a blessing to a salon that has a desk to say, I'm going to pass off lead generation, I'm going to pass off client callbacks and all of that kind of stuff, or just booking to my backup support team, so that that front desk manager can totally manage and cultivate the relationships while they are in the house. Mm-hmm. And then let the VA team cultivate the ones that are on the phone, that are texting, that are emailing. I mean, I think that's fabulous. Like I said, desk or no desk, we can help you.
Yeah.
Because I've experienced all of those problems and I like to solve problems. So anytime visionary integrator, I'm a visionary. I have the rocket fuel with my VAs to have all of my integrators who are highly skilled in doing these tasks. Like they all have excellent customer service skills. They all have excellent lead generation skills. Like that's what they've been doing. Mm-hmm. So why not continue on with that to put them in a situation where they're continuing to do their best, rather trying to put me in a situation that I can't, or maybe somebody else, like maybe your person behind the front desk might not ever just kill it at those scenarios. So why not have someone that can?
Yeah. If I was a new customer and I was coming into your business and I called, I would have no idea that I was talking to a virtual assistant.
No, you would have no idea.
I think that's another thing, you know, that people could be potentially fearful of also, is the fact that you're like, well, they're not there. What if they have questions? What if they don't know? But it's like, you're training them and your customers don't know. So you're not affecting their experience on the phone by any means. If anything, at least somebody is answering the phone, because back to what we were saying earlier is if you're with a guest and you have to stop doing their hair or their service to go answer the phone, you're rushing them through the phone call quickly because you are eager to get back to your client in your chair, right? So you're
Yeah.
trying to multitask. And so the experience for both, one, you just left your client sitting there doing whatever, waiting. And then you also have a client on the phone that you're rushing through to just hurry up and get them scheduled so you can get back to your client. So overall, and with the virtual assistant, nobody knows that it's a virtual assistant. This is still
Yeah.
an employee of your business, and they're
Yeah.
still there to help guide, the service, get scheduled, whatever it is, to make sure that everything is scheduled correctly.
Yeah. We have like consultation forms and all kinds of different forms built into our CRM through Salon Ninja that we can send out to guests that take the, hard part out of it. If someone was unsure of what was going to be booked or something sounded a little bit tedious, that we're able to see on our end that come to us. And I don't know. I feel like we've just nailed it with this one. I'm so proud of this baby. I'm so proud of what it's doing. I'm so thankful for the time that my personal VA team has given back to me. There's been a lot of phone calls where I've just cried because I'm so grateful for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful for having that time back. I'm so grateful to get to be the creative in my business and a
Mm-hmm.
business owner, but on
Mm-hmm.
a whole different horizon. Used to, I was like, oh, I'm a creative, well, I couldn't just be a creative and run a business. And now I'm like, I'm a business owner that just happens to be a hairstylist as well. But
Mm-hmm.
now I get the complete balance that I'm looking for to be able to be business owner and hairstylist and enjoy my time behind the chair. I love
Right.
being behind the chair
It's
now.
great.
Where before I used to sit right next to the front desk so that I could micromanage every call that went out and,
Sure.
like talking and telling her things. But now I don't have to do that. I can rove wherever I want in the salon.
Freedom, right? There's some freedom there to be able
Yes,
to
a lot of
like
freedom.
trust that your business is being ran that way.
Yes.
Okay, so the process a little bit. I want to go back to this just for a second. The process, because you talked about checking out chairside or selling chairside,
Yeah.
and I know people are scared of saying like we're not salespeople, but we really are. You
Yes, you
totally are
are.
selling. Yes, you are. And so all of that happens at their stations or their rooms or at the pedicure station or wherever you're at, because in your business, and you don't have to use the iPads, but this is how your business does it, but you have iPads in your salons and they kind of float around the salon, so the stylist will grab that, bring it to the chair, can add the products to their ticket. Perfect example. Add the products to the ticket. They can add their gratuities to the ticket. They can do whatever they need, pre-book their future services, and they use a card on file and out the door. Right. So,
Yeah.
like take your after pictures if you need the after pictures. But as soon as you get that picture, they're ready to go. They don't want to spend a whole lot of time there. So everything happens still in the chair.
And there are sometimes like we're developing a few other things too, to where I'm having my guest text the VA while they're in my chair and we're finishing up rescheduling their next appointments and doing some things with Rosie Pay. We have a specific salon that's coming on, and that this is why I'm piloting it for her. She's probably not going to do all iPads. And I was like, let me pilot in my salon. Let me try it. Let me work through any challenges that there might be and make sure I've got it perfect for you before we turn you loose with it. So we're booking some of my own guests and just saying, hey, will you go ahead and text, the text line, let's have Lexi rebook you. She'll get you rebooked. Lexi or Derek should respond, and then they're walking through that, and the client will say, what will I need next time? Okay, I need a highlight. And they're finishing that conversation, and then Lexi will say, is there any product that you need today that I'll be adding to your ticket? She's actually going into Rosie, putting it on the ticket, and we're closing out some tickets that way, which has been exciting for maybe the person that doesn't want to do all iPads, or if that expense isn't in your budget right now. I totally respect that. So we're trying to find ways that we can do different things, but that's piloting right now. So we have lots of opportunities.
And to Lexi, using this, if you're using Rosie and Rosie has the product recommendations feature, so Rosie could, or Lexi could see in Rosie, hey, client, you've used this in the past, you're probably running low, and say, hey, you're probably almost out of this Euphoria or whatever product shampoo. can I go ahead and add it to your ticket for you? And that way she doesn't, because if she's virtual, she doesn't actually see the products or what's actually there. She has those recommendations already listed out for her in Rosie. Just makes it super easy to recommend them and add them to the ticket.
And since they all work so seamlessly, Salon Ninja, Girl Fridays, and Rosie, when they're all connected together as they should, the VA is actually very much set up for success because they can go in and see last visits and say, oh, on July, blah, blah, you had a highlight, but the time before that, you had a retouch. Will you be a retouch? And then they can look at the client's schedule or the staff member's schedule and say, oh, Krista also has time to do a deep conditioning treatment with summer on its way. Would you like to add that to your service? And boom, it's a sell, you know?
Yeah.
Which is great for everyone. The client is getting what they need. So when I look at sales, I look at, it's not just selling because I have like a quota to meet. That's not it. It's selling because this is what the client needs. And if they don't get it from me, they're going to go get it from someone else. And salons will become obsolete if we don't continue to sell. When the minute you put your name on a business card, you became a salesman. It's hard to stomach it because sometimes we associate it to a naughty word or something ugly, but I'm really proud of the fact that I am a recommendation specialist, which leads to sales, which affords my staff to have the things that they want. We used to struggle, having sick pay, having time off, having those things, but because everything is so seamless, I'm able to dump dollars into different allocations and put people having the dream jobs that they want, which keeps my turnover low. I used to have a lot of turnover. It was hard. We don't anymore. Like
turnover, that's a key word. Turnover. How many salon owners have turnover in their receptionists?
Yeah.
If anybody's watching and it has turned over or lost a receptionist in the last 4 months, shout out for us and let us know, because I know I see it all the time that is happening and people are leaving, they're going other places, whatever, for whatever reason you lost them. But what's the turnover rate on losing a virtual assistant?
I mean, we haven't had any yet. And if we do, if someone was possibly, oh, wow, I just lost mine. I have a fix for you. I can fix this problem. If there's always another one in waiting. So we have so many VAs that we're able to plug and play the next one in, and it's seamless again. Like we make sure our trainers train so thoroughly on the methods and the things that you want. So it's not like we just train for you and then we go, okay, here you go. Like there's going to be us training them in Rosie and training them in Salon Ninja and training them in Girl Friday's best practices. And then there's going to be a kickoff call where we're talking with you and what are your specific needs? What would you like to see added to it? And we make it all work. So it's just a beautiful relationship with the three of us all together.
This is a very personal experience being a part of Girl Fridays. If you're a salon and you're considering to use it, it's very personalized to you and your business to make sure that it is set up, everybody's trained, and your business works. Like it's not going to be set up exactly the same way as Invictus salons. It's not going to be set up the same way as anybody else's. It's very personalized to your own business. Kelly has a question, which I think is really great. So for those people that maybe don't want to get rid of that actual in-house receptionist, can you still have Can you have both?
Yes, we have a salon on board with us that does have a front desk. What she does is turns the phones over to us during high call volume hours or those hours when the front desk is just swamped, and we handle from that time on, and we get to do more admin stuff. So her VA handles all of her social media, all of the recall, all of the support during high call volume hours and into the evening after they've closed, so that they're managing all of the leads and managing things that are coming in through social media. So you dream it, we'll make it happen for you. And I can help you dream it too, because I like dreaming. But we can make it all work for you. We're going to support you and problem solve together. That's one of the things I think I mean, if we're really vulnerable, I failed so many times at getting it right in my business that I got a lot of experience in failures, but within those failures have become great successes because of the things that I've learned and the education that I keep pushing myself towards, what I understand about my P&L, where I have room to grow, what money, like all of that kind of stuff. Now I just get it, and we can help you run just like we do, or we can help you integrate your own visions and dreams. Like that's what we're here for, is just to integrate all the stuff that someone wants. So Kelly, you dream it, baby. I'll help you achieve it.
Thank you for sharing that and being vulnerable with that, because success stems from failures, right? So if you never tried anything and failed at it, you're not necessarily succeeding at it. And success doesn't come from the first time around either, right? You kind of learn how to make that product better. But that really leads me into, like, you're a business coach. You are very well rounded in your P&Ls, as you just mentioned, and your finances of your business. And we don't have to get in detail of what your finances are, but how have these tools and embracing the technology and change, because you're doing business differently, like you just stepped in and just did it differently at the need of your business. How has that over time affected or impacted your overall revenue?
You're going to try to make me cry. I'm really emotional with my business because it was my baby, right? And for years, I had no other goal and dream in life other than to hit $500,000. I thought that was all I could do. And all I wanted to do was hit 500,000. And I struggled for years trying to get there. Once we started implementing these systems, and once I became very aware through business intelligence and things like that with Euphora and how they've grown me as well, and just becoming really well-rounded in my business, understanding, having great mentors, Ashley and Tim with Fuse Republic, like Derek, you, like all of the mentors that are around me. I was like, I just really need to design this my way, because if I do it everyone else's way, it won't feel authentic to me, right? Who's responding right now? You are so sweet. That's really sweet.
Who wrote it, but
I don't know who it is, but that's exciting. So whenever I sat down and realized my business was capable of $1.8 million, like, I don't even know what did I even think I knew about business? And so now that I know this and I'm working towards it in 4 years. So COVID was 3 years ago or 4 years ago?
2020.
3. Yeah. In 3 years, I've taken my business beyond. At my first year so the year before COVID, we hit 486,000. The year after COVID, we hit 586. The year after that, we hit 680 something. And last year we closed at 713.
That's amazing.
Well, yeah, like I'm so proud of that, and I'm okay with being proud with that, because if not, I probably wouldn't be here today talking about this. If I just didn't get real innovative with my business and start thinking like a business owner, I probably wouldn't still be here able to talk about it. You know, we've been Salon 200 2 years in a row. I never dreamed I would get that honor. Like, there's so many things that I'm so grateful and thankful for. It's really an emotional thing to sit there and say, my business isn't perfect, but it's darn near getting close to it. And it will continue to do that as long as I remember that I am a business owner first. And that sales, no matter what they look like, whether it's a highlight or a product, are what drive my business forward, because without them, what will we be doing? If we didn't have sales in our business, which one of us would be doing hair? None of us, because you are selling a highlight, you're selling a shampoo and conditioner, you're selling a haircut, like all of it. It was just looking differently at my business and understanding who I am. And I have great mentors in my life that have helped me. understand that.
And it also starts with your website. It starts with your SEO. It starts with your social media.
Yes.
It starts with where people find you, right? It's not just your existing customers, although they count too, because they're also walking past hundreds of salons every single week, right? That they could choose to go anywhere else. But new
Yeah.
customers, how do they find you? What kind of presence do you put out, right? What attracts them to want to come in, and all of the tools that you have, from the first phone call, that text message, how they can schedule their appointments, the services, your design, everything plays a really big part of a decision for a consumer. What would you say to somebody who's like maybe a little nervous to like implement something new? Like maybe they know like, okay, I could probably use something like this, but I could never get rid of my receptionist, or I could never do this to my team. Like how would you encourage somebody to just like, you just try it out?
So in the words of Kelly Cardenas, he used to say fear is false evidence appearing real. And fear is just an emotion that we have because we don't know what's on the other side of it. So you're either going to fly or fall. And if you fall, you'll get back up. You're not going to die from it. And you're going to be just fine. Book a call with us. Let us help you through it, because if there was a fear, I've been there and I walked out on the other side of it just fine. You will too. And we can help you. Like we've done kickoff calls before where we get on with your team and your VAs and we introduce everybody, and it's like a party and we get to celebrate who your new teammates are and really integrate them into your business so that that fear is gone. And if you're getting too much pushback from your team, why is that? Like, why? I think that yes, we have several, Wendy. We have about 4 or 6 right now using, and 2 onboarding right now that are aesthetics. Yeah.
And with that, you can use the digital forms, right? So if you're an aesthetics business, digital forms for intake,
Yes.
consults, things like that, which are
Yeah.
integrated in also. So yes,
Something
definitely.
really cool that I can think of too is with Derek and Rosie and Girl Fridays all locked together. Derek has so many awesome things that he can do. He can increase your SEO. He can work on your website. So with the subscription to Salon Ninja, provided your website is on the right platform for him to work with, he can go change your world too. Like he can drive all of your SEO. And then we have a whole Girl Fridays team that works on landing pages, SEOs, all that kind of stuff, and helps manage that as well. So we have creative director on board that if you want to revamp your logo and you want to use her, you're more than welcome to use her just for creating new logos or new promotions. And we hire her out by the hour as well. So there's just so much we can do for you. It's like a network within a network within a network where you don't have to reach out and we can reach in. So we get to reach in and do it for you. Like how many times have we onboarded for Rosie whenever we've brought clients to you? Like we've done the onboarding. You've done it with us, but the owner got to sit down with their VA and go through it. And we take some of that work out or serve as that liaison between all 3 of us. So I think it's a beautiful partnership.
Yeah, it's definitely a hand holding for sure, right? Like as a salon owner, you're not going to be left alone to just figure it out. Like somebody
No.
is there with you, guiding you, helping you make decisions that would be best in what services to use. And when you mentioned Derek, you're talking about Salon Ninja, which is what helps power Girl Fridays. So I just
Yeah.
don't want to be confused. So if you scan the QR code on here again, you'll be able to see all of the features that come with it, a little bit more information about the VAs or the virtual assistants and what it looks like. So you can scan that QR code. You can book a consultation, talk to Krista, find out all the information that you need, have a consultation on like what your business looks like and what you may or may not need, what features would be best, how many virtual assistants do you need, do you want to keep one receptionist, do you want to keep somebody part-time, do you want to get rid of that completely, maybe you're keeping that person as a front desk but you want to reposition them into a different concierge role, or maybe it's something different in your salon that you could utilize them in a little different way, right?
Yeah, there's the opportunities are endless, and we will support and help you create whatever it is you want in your business.
Yeah. Sandy, thank you for joining us. And you
Thanks,
can go
Sam.
ahead and scan that code and you can get connected with Krista also. And we've seen this, right? So not only are you have Girl Fridays and can help other salons get set up, you're using it yourself in your own business, but other salons, like you have multiple other salons, that companies, owners that are using Girl Fridays in this program together, and how it's impacted their business over time. So if you're a salon company that you just haven't made much change lately, maybe since COVID, maybe things are just kind of steady, and you're really looking to make an impact financially in your business and drive up your revenue, bring in new customers, using Girl Fridays is definitely a tool that's going to help you get there.
Definitely. We're going to reduce that turnover for you for sure. If you're having turnover, that's one thing I don't, like, it's sad, but true. It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening. And how do we, and I think like in reality, and this is just me thinking out loud, so forgive me if I sound like a jerk when I say it. I'll try not to, but you think about an average income for someone doing front desk. And so if I just took an average from across the USA, I would say it's going to be $30,000 to $40,000 a year to employ a front desk. Not that that's wrong. I love it. I love it. But at a salon that might be in a space where that's not for them, or maybe a salon that's like, I want to keep that space, but I would also like to add more. If we can help you save money and redistribute funds where you could, such as, I think you and I talked about this, new equipment, 401ks, health insurance benefits, like all of the things, sick pay, vacation pay, whatever that looks like, if we can make your bottom line on your P&L set differently, whether you choose to still have a front desk, which we support that. Like, I'm here for it. I'm not saying the whole world should go deskless. Nobody should have a front desk person. You should, because it's your business and you design it the way you want it to. My model in Invictus is different. So I don't want that. I want to do it differently. So we have the support for that. But if you look at it in all, how many other areas could you shave off or increase $40,000? And now that I have this freedom, I'm also increasing. So Salon Scale drove $55,000 plus to my business, by saving and charging parts and labor for our hair colors. Like, that was a game changer for us. I had no idea what I had been missing out 5 years ago on that deal, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
and that's a good point. You don't know what you don't know, right? Like, we say that all the time. You don't know what you don't know. So if you don't know what this could offer for you or how it could impact your business positively, like, it's worth checking out. It's worth having a conversation. The last piece too to this whole thing about having a virtual assistant or virtual assistant or virtual front desk, and removing the receptionist role, is the last piece to this is your client. And how does this impact them? And really, there is a training process for them also, because if you're an existing business and you used to have a full-time receptionist standing at the desk every single day, and now they're not going to be there, their experience is going to be impacted positively, but it's just going to look different for them. So part of this whole thing is sharing with them, like, what does that look like for them the next time they come in? So rolling out an introduction to your clients and letting them know, this is how we're changing our business. This is how you will now book your services. This is Lexi, our virtual assistant, or whoever you happen to have in your business, and this is who you'll be working with. So it's really another learning process, not just for your team or for you, but also for your clients, and showing them, this is why we're doing this, so that we can focus more on you in the chair while you're here or during your service, instead of being interrupted by phone calls or text messages. And this is why we're doing this. And this is how you'll book your appointments. This is who you're going to work with, blah, 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 right? Like the whole package. But it's really kind of reteaching them how to work the system also.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that. Okay, so I'm going to put the QR code back up here one more time. So anybody that's interested in just getting some more information, you want to jump onto the website, just kind of see what it has to offer outside of what we talked about. But everything that we talked about today is definitely, you're going to find it in this website as well. So go ahead and scan the QR code to get yourself started, or to get a conversation with Krista and team to see how you can positively change your business going forward. Krista, is there anything else that you would like to share with anybody before we jump out?
probably have shared plenty today. I think we've been good at sharing. I just think that, if you're looking for different opportunities, whether it's maybe you just need someone to do your social media for you, we got you. If you need someone to text confirmations and do all of that, Rosie can do that for you. And we can be a backup one for you. Or maybe you want to have somebody build you a new website and you want to have support through that and you want to have something connected to it, then Salon Ninja and Girl Fridays can be like, once you scan that QR code, you're going to see everything that we can do. And like I said, the partnership with the three of us together is just so beautiful of how it all works so seamlessly and works together. Like, I'm loving everything about it and can't imagine, even with Girl Fridays, the software, and Derek's with Salon Ninja software, I'm still under budget from everything that I had in place before. So I'm still under budget.
And if you don't scan the QR code, the website is getgirlfridays.com. And you can visit there as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We love it. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, gosh, thank you. Thanks for joining and being on here. I'm excited to be able to talk about this and share and open up, some new options and opportunities for salon owners to do business differently going forward and, change those up and positively impact their revenue and the experience in their salon. So thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for having Girl Fridays as an option. And we're happy to share it with everybody.
Thanks for doing all the wonderful things that you guys do and make it easy for Girl Fridays to work with you. Like, that's beautiful. Like,
we do our best. We want it, all of the resources and options to be out there.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, everybody have a great Monday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Krista, have a great day. Thank you for being here.
You too. All right. Bye.